Hello everyone, welcome to Archana Academy. So again in this video we are going to do one more poem of class 10th, which is Dust of Snow, and it is written by Robert Frost. So this is a very short poem of only 2 stanzas, and each stanza is having only 4 lines. So just giving a brief introduction of this poem, that the poet, he was very sad, and it was the winter time, the snow was falling and he was sad, so he decided to move into the forest, and he was standing under a hemlock tree. So let us start the poem. The first stanza says, "The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree." So what the poet is saying, as I told you earlier, that the poet was very sad. So he was standing under the hemlock tree. Hemlock tree, basically it's a very poisonous tree which is having a very small white color flowers. Fine. So on that branch of that tree, one crow was sitting there, and poet, he was sad, he was standing under the tree. The crow was sitting on that branch of the tree. So as the crow moved, some of the snow on that branch, it just fell down, and it fell down on the poet. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Fine. Let's move to the second stanza. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. The word rued means held in regret. Regret means pachtana, pachtawa. So as that incident happened, which incident? That snow, it fell down on the poet. So that incident has given my heart a change of mood. That incident brought a change in the mood of the poet. Earlier, poet, he was very sad. Now what happened? The snow fell down on him just because of the movement of the crow, and after that the mood of the poet changed. Now he became happy. Fine. So now poet, because he was happy after that, he was thankful what he was saying, and saved some part, because half of the time of that day, it was past. It was the poet was sad during that time, but when the snow fell down over him, so he became very happy. So what he is saying, that and saved some part, because the left part, the remaining part of the day was left. So poet is saying that the left part or the remaining part of the day was saved. Fine. I had rued, and I do not need to be repent on that time. Fine. So this is the poem about. The crux of the poem is, sometimes in our life also many small incidents happen. Fine. And those, we consider those incidents very small, but those were having a very good impact on our life. As you can see, the incident of movement of the crow, it is a very small one, it's a very small incident, but that incident brought a drastic change in poet's day, in poet's mood. Earlier he was sad, and later on he became happy. The same thing also happens in our life. Sometimes small incidents or the small things which we consider as very unaffective, and they do not create any impact on our life, they can bring drastic change in our lives. Second important thing, that in the first stanza, the poet has taken two common things. It is crow and hemlock tree. Hemlock, I told you, it's a poisonous tree. So again, it stands for that negativity. And crow, again, crow is also considered as a bad omen. Fine. So why crow and the hemlock? The poet, he could even take any other bird. He could take any other tree. Why did he choose this crow and hemlock? The reason behind this is because he wanted to put more impact. He wanted to reflect more negativities or the more negative points. That's why he had chosen these two bad omen. Fine. So because no more literary devices are there, so one or two which are there, so let's start over this. So first literary device is the rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme, I told you what you had to do. You have to check the last sound of the last word of each sentence. As you can see, crow, me, snow, tree. So the sound of this crow, we have given it as A. Crow, snow, sound is same, so it will also be A. Fine. Me and tree, sound of these are same. So if we are specifying it with B, it will also be B. So the rhyme scheme of the first stanza will be A, B, A, B. Fine. Now move to the second one. Heart, mood, part, rude. Heart, mood, part, rude. Again, heart. Let's give it C. Mood, because it's not same, so we are specifying it with another letter. Part, heart, part, same sound, C. Rude, mood, D. So the rhyme scheme of this second stanza will be C, D, C, D. Fine. One more one more literary device that we can do is assonance. I'm writing here. Assonance is when you find the repetition of any vowel sound in the single sentence, and that vowel sound or the vowel, it can be either at the beginning of the word, in the mid, or at the end. As you can see in the second line of the first stanza, you can see shook, down, on, shook. Again you can see O sound is there, down, again O sound, on, O sound, and O is the vowel hai hamara. So this will be the example of assonance. Assonance. Again, when the repetition of the vowel sound is there, so it will be the example of assonance. So if you are getting any more example of assonance in the poem, so what you have to do, you have to write your answer in the comment section. Fine. So if you like my video, if you find that my video is fruitful to you, kindly like my video, share my video, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.